So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our offseason rebuild series, and today it's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder's season ended at the hands of the Dallas Mavericks. They ended up losing in 6 games in the second round of the Western Conference playoffs, and although it is surely a disappointing finish for a team that did end up as the 1 seed in a very, very good Western Conference, it's nothing to hang your head about. This is a Thunder team that is so well prepared. They are so young, and they have so many future assets. This team is going to be a very, very big problem for a very long time. We're going to talk about this roster and kind of why I think this team could possibly be a future dynasty in just a second. But of course, before we do, as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. There's only so many off-season rebuilds we have left. Of course, we always wait for the team to be eliminated before we actually rebuild them. But at this point, I think there's only about 5 or 6 left, and 4 of those teams are still alive. So we got to kind of pick and choose our battles. So anything you guys got for me, I'd love to hear it down below in the comment section. Let's get into this one. I know people certainly talk about it quite a bit, but I really don't think the Thunder get enough credit for how good they are at such a young age. I believe in terms of average age, they are the second youngest team in all of basketball, and they took a 1 seed in a historically good Western Conference. So as we just discussed a little bit, it's certainly never great to lose in round 2, as a 1 seed, but this team has so much future and so much hope ahead that I would not be too upset right now if I was a Thunder fan. So I know you guys have probably heard that speech before because they did have 3 MVPs on the roster at some time, and it resulted in 0 championships. So let's not make that mistake again. Let's start at the point guard spot. The best player on this team, shai-gilgeous finished second in MVP voting this season. Certainly had a case to actually win the award. I think it was probably the right decision to go with Jokic, but ultimately this kid's 25 years old. He is an absolute superstar. He's a 97 overall here. We're doing absolutely nothing but building, not rebuilding. We are going to build around SGA. Case and Wallace, I thought, provided a lot of good minutes for this team when he saw his opportunities. Obviously was a first-round pick in last year's draft. He's 20 years old, already a 76 overall. I really like to see him maybe contribute on this team today in a large role. Shooting guard spot. I do not want to keep Josh Giddey. I don't like Josh Giddey. I'm not getting into all the allegations and all that right now, but I don't think he's good. He fell out of the starting lineup as the playoff series against Dallas went on, and I don't think that was a bad idea whatsoever. So I'd like to find myself a new starting shooting guard. Isaiah Joe, who is going to be entering free agency this offseason, has certainly earned himself a payday. He is an absolute sniper from beyond the arc, and I really do think he could be a key piece of this team. So I'd like to hang on to him if possible. Lindy Waters III, again, 26 years old at that 74 overall. I'm not really sure how much more of a ceiling there is, but it's certainly a nice rotation piece if we do find the minutes. Lou Dort, the torture chamber, if you will. He is an 80 overall at 25. Lou Dort has had a really nice career after it didn't start out so hot, and I'd like to see him maybe be a starter for us the entire time today. I don't know if it's possible, but I'd certainly like to entertain that idea, but I don't really want to move on from him in any way, shape, or form. Gordon Hayward, when he came over in the deadline deal with the Charlotte Hornets, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I don't think many people thought Gordon Hayward was going to basically be out of the rotation for the majority of the playoffs, but he was. I mean, it was just kind of crazy to see. I thought a veteran like him would help this team a lot, but I think it was kind of both ways, though. I think Gordon Hayward wasn't really ready for a diminished role like that, and I don't think that he provided as much as maybe Oklahoma City was hoping for, so wouldn't be surprised to see him on a new team next offseason. It's very tough when you are as good as he was once upon a time to maybe kind of accept that lesser role, but it's just the reality of where he's at in his career. The power forward spot, Jalen Williams. Love Jalen Williams. He's going to be here the entire time. He's already an 88 overall. Now, I don't know if I want to keep him at the 4 the entire time. I understand it is 2024. You guys can basically play positionless basketball. It doesn't really matter. But at 6'5", I'd like to maybe find a way to move him to the 3. So we'll see. You got Aaron Wiggins here as well, Kendrick Williams, and then Ousmane Dieng, who I think certainly has a little bit of upside. I don't really know if we're ever going to see that come to fruition, just because this team is so deep and there's so much talent. So we'll see. Haven't made any decisions yet, though. Chet Holmgren, his first full season in the NBA. Obviously missed technically what would have been his rookie year. So we just watched his rookie year and he came in second in terms of rookie of the year voting. So I am very excited about what he can be in the future. Now, I don't know what the plans are with Oklahoma City and him. Certainly there is an argument that at 7 feet tall, he should maybe be a little bit of a better rebounder, but let's be honest, he really just needs to put on some muscle, put on some weight. I think he'd be fine there. So the other Jalen Williams behind him, who's actually developed quite a nice three-point shot. I didn't really know that he had that in him. Bismack Biyombo and then Mike Muscala, a couple other veterans that probably won't be here. So that is the team. That is the team, and this is a very, very insanely talented group, and they're all so young. It's so insane. I'm absolutely not firing Mark Daigneault. He is going to be here for the long run. We are going to head up to the draft, and We didn't even really talk about the greatest part of this team is that Sam Presti has constructed this rebuild in such a way that not only does he have all these young players with unlimited potential, but he also has 85 million draft picks. I mean, it's absolutely unfathomable the job that he has done here in Oklahoma City, and I am very much looking forward to using some of these draft picks, whether it's a trade, maybe we draft another star, we'll see. But we do have the 12th overall pick right now. I certainly wouldn't hate the idea of maybe drafting somebody. I don't know if they're going to actually contribute in this team in terms of a starting role, but I will certainly take some options and certainly take a look at who is available there at 12. I also wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder maybe look to move this pick. If they want to get a little bit bigger, maybe they trade for a center, play a little bit of Chet Holmgren at the 4, move Jalen Williams to the 3. I have no idea. The sky is the limit. Stephon Castle is sitting here. I'm going to take him. I know it says Castleton. I'll change it. I have been informed that it's because you can't upload draft classes with guys' actual names for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm just going to change that. So we're good there. I'll see you guys with our next move. Team player options, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, and Ousmane Dieng are all going to be coming back. This is for like a combined total of like maybe $22 million that we're getting all 5 of these guys back. Oh, it's insane. Adam Flagger, I'm not going to lie to you. I've never heard that name before. And then Sarr and Johnson, because this, correct me if I'm wrong, this is Alex Sarr's brother. I think so, right? Okay, free agency here. We do have a little bit of spending money. In terms of our free agents, it's just Gordon Hayward. And to be quite honest with you, I think it makes a lot of sense to just kind of an amicable split for both parties. I know people throw around that word amicable quite a bit, and it never really actually is like that. But here today, I'm more than fine with it. So we have $36.5 million to play with. Ultimately, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to spend big bucks on really anybody in this free agency class. There are certainly a lot of talented players here. I don't really know if anybody here makes sense for us immediately. So, I mean, there are some things to consider. Maybe a guy like Pascal Siakam, who has been absolutely fantastic for Indiana right now. I have to figure out a couple. I mean, well, maybe Siakam makes a little sense. Wow, Indiana is certainly offering him quite a bit of money. We don't have the money to really match that right now, but I am curious. That's 210, basically 211 over 5. What does that come out as? That's about $42 million a year. So if I wanted to hypothetically go out and clear up enough space for that to happen, that would probably be moving a lot of these bench pieces, which I don't really think makes a lot of sense right now. You know, I'm not going to pull off the big blockbuster right now. In terms of anything major, I don't think that's coming at this moment because this was just a 1 seed. Why would I force something that isn't really necessary, at least not yet? So, you know, we're going to keep the majority of this team intact. I am going to find a new home for Josh Giddey, whether that is inside a 4x6 cell, that is to be determined, but we are certainly going to look to move on from him. I know we just said we weren't going to make a big move, and then this was offered to me by the New York Knicks. Now, I don't really know why they're interested in a package like this for Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson, but they are, and I am certainly going to go ahead and, entice them with it. So, in terms of what we're giving up here, I don't love that we have to give up Ousmane Dieng. I think there's still a little bit of potential in there, and maybe some Thunder fans get mad at me, but nobody's going to be mad at moving Josh Giddey. And then Lindy Waters was just going to be out of the rotation, right? I do think it is very important to have good depth in real life, but here in 2K with injuries off, it certainly does not matter nearly as much. So Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, come on down. Very excited to see what these two can do here, and you're probably wondering, well, what is my plan? I'm just going to move J-Dub to the small forward spot where he goes up to a damn 90 overall, and then we're going to play Randle here at the 4, and then really solid backup here with Chet Holmgren. I know Chet's obviously strong defensively, but maybe a little bit more rebounding here with Robinson, and then certainly Randle can help out on that aspect as well. So I like that trade. We didn't give up a single draft pick, which is mind-blowing to think about, but moving forward, I am very excited for this team. Now, there's a little bit of a conversation of what we want to do here in terms of the shooting guard spot. Also, isn't Isaiah Joe a free agent? I thought he was. Anyways, I don't know. Okay, so whether or not I want to start Lou Dort here at the 2 is still TBD. I think there's an argument for all 3 of these guys to start, right? Whether I play Lou Dort here, obviously super strong defensively. Isaiah Joe is going to provide a lot of that three-point shooting, and then Stephon Castle might have the highest ceiling out of all of them. So I'm still kind of up in the air on what I want to do. I am curious what happens to Dort's overall at shooting guard. He goes down 1. You know what? I'm actually going to leave Lou Dort coming off the bench. Now, I might get a little bit of pushback from you guys for that, but I do think it's going to benefit us having him and Jalen Williams kind of maybe in separate lineups and separate rotations. They can both kind of be spark plugs on those. So, you know what? We're just going to see who 2K wants me to start, and honestly, fuck it. I'll see you guys at the start of year 1. There is obviously a reason that every single time I do one of these off-season rebuilds or prospect rebuilds, whatever it is, that the Thunder are always such a pain in my ass. And it's because their team is already so good, and then they go out and make even bigger moves, like we just did in off-season number 1. This team is insanely talented. I fully expect to be in the mix, not only for the 1 seed, but for the championship. So here's how it's going to look. SGA, 97 overall, my starting point guard, 1,000%. Game wants me to start Isaiah Joe. I have absolutely no problem with that. I thought he was really effective when he took over for Josh Giddey, and I still think there's a lot of potential there as he does enter a contract year. Jalen Williams now playing the 3. He is a 91 overall already. New addition here with Julius Randle, who we basically got for a bag of peanuts. Well, peanut, that might be a little disrespectful to Usman Jang and, Josh Giddey. But yeah, you understand. We didn't really give up a ton to get him. And then Chet Holmgren here is our starting center. Bench unit's going to be led by Lou Dort. We made the decision to move him to the bench. We prioritized a little bit more shooting in this starting 5 instead of defense. And I think that does make sense because Shai-Gilgeous-Alexander is a really good defensive guard. So I'm perfectly fine having Dort come off the bench in a 6-man role. Mitchell Robinson, who was also in that deal with New York, now here as our backup center. Again, a little bit more rebounding, a little bit more size. Never going to hurt this team. Cason Wallace, who I'd like to see maybe take a little bit of a leap as he heads into year number 2. Stephon Castle, who we ended up drafting, considered maybe starting, and I know that there is a very big difference, say 30 minutes a night to the 12 that he is unfortunately going to see right now, but that's what happens when you have a team that's built like this, that has this age, and has really just a lot of potential all around the board. So that's where we're at. And then Aaron Wiggins here as my backup power forward. Now, the unfortunate thing when we run into situations like this is guys like Jalen Williams and Kendrick Williams, who certainly are talented enough to be in the rotation, have kind of fallen out of it. And it sucks. It's just kind of where we're at right now and with the moves we made. So I did check. Neither of them are entering a contract season, so they will be either trade assets this offseason or maybe find a way into the rotation. But this is a very, very good team. I expect to be fully in the mix here in the Western Conference. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. Really good start for us here in today's video. Although we didn't get an MVP for SGA, we did go 61-21, and I am very much positive he was in the conversation. That would be number 4 for Nikola Jokic. It was a damn near 30-point triple-double. Oh my God, that's insane. Alex Sarge, your rookie of the year, he is in DC. Josh, oh my God. I'm telling you, whenever you move on from a player, they always end up winning some sort of award, whether it's most improved, 6-man, whatever it is. Always happens. Wemby is your deep boy. Trace Jackson Davis, most improved. LaMelo Ball is your clutch player of the year. Mark Daigneault, 61-21, takes home coach of the year. Alrighty, let's dive into the standings real quick. We are the 1 seed. We're 8 games up here on the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference. Here is a look at the East, and yeah, that's about what I expect for the Eastern Conference. Okay, let's dive into some numbers real quick. SGA, fantastic all-around season, leading this team to the best record in all of basketball while averaging 29, 6, and 8. Julius Randle kind of emerged as our second option. Fine by me. I don't care who does what. As long as we're winning. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, Castle, Wiggins, Robinson, and then Wallace. Rebounds per game was Chet, and then assists was SGA. So round 1 of the playoffs. We have a dance here with the Phoenix Suns. Very interesting first-round matchup. Obviously, technically last year at this point, the Suns were swept in round 1 by a Minnesota team who is certainly on the up and rising. All right, here goes nothing. KD going against his old team. We are currently up 3-0, and we just sweep them out of their own building. Back-to-back sweeps is outrageous. CJ, Herb Jones, Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jonas Valanciunas is here for the New Orleans Pelicans. Real life this season. Obviously, Zion Williamson did not play in that first-round series against Oklahoma City, and the Pelicans got their teeth kicked in. So, let's see if we can kind of run that back right now. We quickly go up 3-1, and we win in 5. We are just running through this West, and it is so beautiful. Now, a little bit more of a challenge here in the Western Conference Finals. A battle-tested Denver Nuggets team that has obviously won a championship together, and this is certainly not going to be a walk in the park. So let's see what happens here. Quickly go up 2-0. They do win Game 3. We take 4, and oh my God. Is it this easy? Is it this easy? I should just do more Thunder rebuilds. It seems like they just win every single time. Here is a look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have not made many major changes. They did add Kelly Oubre Jr., so they had a pretty good basketball player and a whole lot of looks. Karis LeVert still here, Sam Merrill, so really not a lot of other major changes to this team. I think we are certainly capable of winning this series, and oh my God, are we just really going to... We just destroyed the entirety of the NBA as we went through our first playoff run, and that's going to result in us maybe getting a championship here. All right, I'll see you guys in there. Just over 4 minutes to go here in Game 4 in Cleveland. We are knotted up at 128 apiece. Certainly defense is not on the minds of many players here in today's game. Chet Holmgren going to get the easy layup to go, puts us up 2, and we got to lock in. I'd love to talk about the Thunder right now, but every time I talk about the team, wow, Isaiah Joe, 24, 5, and 6 in a potential closeout game. Exactly what the reason I started him. I love talking about the teams and their situation. Obviously, we have discussed the Cavs a little bit. I would still typically have a quick conversation about it, but I got to focus because every time I don't focus, I end up playing like shit. Why would Lou Dort not cut to the rack there. That makes no sense. And Sam Merrill trying to play defense is a decision. It's not a good one. Let's go ahead and just extend this thing. I don't want to stress about this. I'd like to get this done. I also would like Julius Randle to be in the game right now. No disrespect to Lou Dort, but I think it makes a little bit more sense just for us where we're at right now. All right, Karis LeVert, shoot it. You won't. Shoot it. All right, Garland going to take a three. He puts that one in, and we are back to a one-point ball game here, folks. Now, we do have 4 timeouts, so that's certainly something to keep in mind. We are definitely not going to panic for any reason with a lead. I'd like to run a quick pick and roll with Chet Holmgren. Go. Dive. Thank you very much, Chet Holmgren, putting us back up 3 as we look to sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers here in their own building. All right, we got to play some good defense. Don't love the Isaiah Joe matchup. Now comes the decision time. Do I put not Chet Holmgren, do I put Lou Dort in over Isaiah Joe? I think I might. And I only say that because I'm really prioritizing defense right now, and I would much rather have Lou Dort on Donovan Mitchell than I would Isaiah Joe. So there's nothing wrong with Isaiah Joe. He's having a fantastic game for us. I think it just makes a little bit more sense right now to kind of focus on defense. So Lou Dort checking in the game, going to be taking over the responsibility of guarding Donovan Mitchell, one of the most explosive and elite players in all of basketball. And I'm going to try to deny the ball to him right now. That's certainly something I'd like to do. They're going to go over to Mobley in the post, and now SGA has that battle, which is certainly not a fun one. Mobley fades. Why would you do that? I mean, I'm not mad about it, but that just doesn't seem smart. Shai-Gilgeous-Alexander just creating a little bit of space right here, and let's just blow by Darius Garland. There's no way you're staying in front of me. Thank you very much, SGA, as he gets his 17th point on the night, and we extend this to a 5-point ball game, my friends. All right, I'm playing off-ball D. You can call me a bitch, you can call me a pussy, call me whatever you want. I'm playing this smart because I want a championship, and I want it now. I want a three-peat in today's video. All right, Lou Dort in the torture chamber is Donovan Mitchell right now. He's going to have to kick it back out to Mobley, who pops a 3, and that one's not going. Push it. If they're not going to get back, push it in transition. Okay, never mind. I need... Why is Shai-Gilgeous-Alexander standing in the corner like he's like Sam Hauser? That's not what I'm looking for right now. All right, we're wasting the clock. Kelly Oubre takes the assignment. We're just going to try to drive, and oh my God, nobody can stay in front of SGA right now. It is now a 7-point ball game, and there is 1:45 left to go here in Game 4. Nope, not doing it. Torture Chambers got him on locks. Torture Oubre for 3, and he misses that one. And we are pretty much one basket away from this thing being over. Oh, wait, that was SGA. I was like, where the hell is SGA? And that was him. Big balls. Big balls. Fuck. God, that would have been fucking elite. That would have been an absolute dagger. Would have been the game winner, basically. But no, we're good. Oubre is going to... Okay, he's fading a little bit. Going out to Darius Garland, who certainly had some playoff woes this season. He's going to pull up from 3 off the screen. Can't get that one to go. And as we officially trickle down to 1 minute remaining, we have pretty much control of this ball game in its entirety. So I'll call a screen with about 8 seconds. All right, it looked like Williams was coming up to give me one. I didn't even ask for that. Back inside. Chet Holmgren. Easy. Good night. We end up sweeping the Cleveland Cavaliers out of their own building, and that is a Year 1 championship. Fantastic all-around numbers, except for the three-point shooting here from Shai-Gilgeous-Alexander. And he earns a Finals MVP. So he says, screw your regular season MVP. He'll take the Finals. All right, LeBron calls it a career. Cannot override that. Staff retirement's cool. LeBron, Russ, both entering the Hall of Fame. Draymond also retired. Wow, well, Draymond Green's a Hall of Famer, whether you like him or not. Okay, draft lottery. We're going to have a bunch of draft picks here as well. We're projected 7 and 8 right now. I know we have the Clippers pick. I don't know if we for sure have the Utah pick, so I will check on that. But we're going to end up here with 8 in number 9. And then let me just confirm we have the Utah Jazz pick after this. Got to bring back Mark Daigneault. He is right here. He has 5 contract offers. I'm not letting you leave there, pal. You're going to be brought back where you have done a fantastic job. All right, let me confirm the draft picks, and then we'll go from there. We unfortunately do not get to keep the Utah Jazz draft pick. I had a feeling that was the case, and yeah, I am an honest man, if not anything. So I'll just read you real quick. It's actually 2024. Utah's first-round pick to Oklahoma City, protected for selections 1 through 10 in 2024, 1 through 10 in 2025. Obviously, it was number 8, meaning we don't get to keep it, and then 1 through 8 in 2026. And if it doesn't end up conveying, the obligation is just extinguished, which is an interesting term. Basically, they get nothing if anything happens. So the Jazz, I tried to trade for it. They had a swap with Minnesota next year. If that pick somehow ends up in the top 8, I'll send it back to Utah, and I'll kick rocks, I guess, at that point. So we do have the asset still. We are going to head up to the draft right now, still with the 9th overall pick. Then we have 25 and 27. I don't think it's kind of crazy at this point to say that I might just trade these for more future assets, right? Like, who am I replacing on this team right now if I draft somebody at number 9? Right? Like, there's not really a realistic answer. I mean, maybe a backup power forward as Aaron Wiggins enters. All right, I'll draft somebody at 9 because I know people get annoyed when I just trade away picks, and I understand it. So I'm just going to try to go ahead and get some future assets real quick, even more future assets that I just don't need. Oh, it's the Bucks again. I don't want to screw the Bucks, too bad. Every time I do a Thunder rebuild, and I only know this just because I've done them so many times at this point. Every time I do one of these rebuilds, it always just ends up I have draft picks that I never even touch. And it's insane, but it's just where we're at. Hugo Gonzalez is actually somebody I've drafted in the past. I certainly don't need a shooting guard right now. Colin Murray, I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about. But from a positional need, he actually might fit kind of what we're looking for. So Colin Murray out of South Carolina. Welcome to Oklahoma City. Not sure if you'll actually see the floor or not, but excited to have you here nonetheless. All right, team player options. Williams, Holmgren, yes. Randall going to decline. And then Case and Wallace also coming back. So Julius Randle, obviously a pretty big priority for us right now. He's a starting power forward. And, Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe here. Okay, we're going to pay these 3. I am not going to let them walk out the door for nothing, certainly. I know Aaron Wiggins is coming back, even though we kind of just maybe drafted his replacement. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it right now. So I hate that. I love it, but I don't like it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like keeping teams exactly identical, but in that same idea, why would I make a move to something that's working very, very well? So I will make a move. I know people get sick of it. And we have a couple guys here on the lower end of the bench, like Williams and Williams again, that are both expiring. So I'd like to maybe trade them. Oh, my God. Holy shit. We just made an absolute blockbuster and landed Donovan Mitchell, creating by far the best backcourt in all of basketball. I cannot believe that I just did that. I know I said I didn't want to make a major trade, but my thought process on this is I could have ran back the exact group we have, maybe some minor tweaks for 2 more years, probably won at least 1, likely 2 more championships, and that's not fun. Nobody likes to see that. So we go out, we get another superstar. We clear out a little bit of the depth, and Donovan Mitchell is now our guy. Oh my God. Stephon Castle is going to take over as the backup small forward behind Jalen Williams, so he'll see maybe a little bit of a bigger role, and ultimately we're still going to have to sign a couple guys because we did clear out a whole lot of depth. Well, actually, not really. Jalen Williams will now just be the backup, or I guess go back to being the backup, and then I wouldn't mind upgrading the backup power forward spot. Kenyon Martin. I actually wouldn't mind bringing in Mo Wagner. All right, you know what? I'm going to bring in Mo Wagner. I think there's a little bit more there than what we would maybe have with Jalen Williams, and Jalen Williams is expiring. And then now I'm going to trade Jalen Williams and Kendrick Williams and a first from us next year. I just need a power forward, somebody who is... I can get Aaron Wiggins right back. God bless 2K. God bless 2K. And I just got Craig Porter Jr. for basically nothing, and he has a team option. All right, fuck it. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. I'm sure there will be some mixed reviews in the comment section after I went ahead and I don't want to say blew up, but cleared out a lot of the bench that we just had on a 61-win championship team. But ultimately, you guys came here to watch something fun, something exciting. You don't want to see me just run it back like a responsible person would do. No, we made a blockbuster trade, adding a new shooting guard to this team to play next to SGA. That is Mr. Donovan Mitchell, and this is an insane backcourt, just absolutely mind-blowing. Jalen Williams here at the 3, got Julius Randle still at the 4, and then Chet Holmgren creating, without a doubt, the most talented starting 5 in the league. Bench took a little bit of a hit. Fortunately, we were able to kind of make up for some of the losses. Stephon Castle's developing nicely. He'll be my backup small forward. Casey Wallace still my backup point guard. Aaron Wiggins, who we actually brought back in a deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Isaiah Joe, who I feel awful about. He went from 30 minutes a night to 12. But it's the reality when you trade for Donovan Mitchell. I mean, I was surprised I was even able to keep him. So, still happy to have him here, though. And then we brought in Mo Wagner as my backup center. So, this team's insane. I fully expect 70-plus wins. I'm not even going to lie. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. I thought I was a little crazy when I said a 70-plus win season was almost the expectation for this group at this point, but ultimately that expectation became a reality because not only did we win 70-plus games, but we had the best record in NBA history. We went 76-6. There's a lot of times that I'll win 73, 74, 75 games, and a lot of the time it's surprising. This is not one of those cases. This team's insane. Luka MV, holy shit. I should have tried to trade for him. Cooper Flagg's Rookie of the Year. Alex Sarr, 6. He's in the fucking Wizards, and he's coming off the bench. Idiot franchise. Wemby's your depoy. Delano Banton most improved. Embiid clutch player of the year. Yeah, Mark just 76 wins will do it. All right, we are just absolutely cooking with gas right now, right? I mean, who is beating this team realistically? I don't know if any of you are actually mad that I traded for Donovan Mitchell. I'm sure some of the numbers, as you can see, are going to go down for everybody, but if you were mad, I'm sure that mad is right back in the bag. All right, round one. It is us and the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, Wembanyama here, but this team should be swept. I'm just going to say that out loud right now, and they are. All right, Denver, team we faced in the Western Conference Finals last year. No longer have Jamal Murray. They still probably have the best player in the series, but ultimately I think we are a way better team. Hurts them a lot losing Murray, and this should probably, I mean, we should hypothetically sweep everybody, right? Dallas here. Luka averaged, I think, what, a 39-point triple-double, something like that, 38? He was 39. Oh my. Huh? What? All right, now to be fair, I mean, look at the group he has around him. He kind of has to do everything. It's impressive they're even in the West Finals, but thanks for coming. All right, it is us and the Indiana Pacers here in the NBA Finals. Halliburton, battle of two really good point guards, Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, Hartenstein. I thought I caught that. I was like, hold on a minute. Okay. I have a couple questions. We're going to do a quick follow-up. How did you have the assets or the money to get Jamal Murray, right? Who did you move on from? I guess maybe Miles Turner, but I don't know. Let's sim through this. Thanks for coming. I mean, it's so, I don't know what, oh shit. I don't really know what else to do at this point. We didn't lose a playoff game. We won 76 games. I really might not make any changes heading into this final season because why would I, right? I don't know. Let's see. We are, for once, not projected to have one of the top picks, so that's cool. I know we're still going to have at least one, probably two or three first-round picks in this year's draft, and on all likelihood, maybe some of you will hate this, but I'm just going to trade them. Oh, no, not a single first. Didn't we have a swap? Oh, no, I probably traded the swap. All right, fine. Beautiful. I don't even want to go through the headache of having to trade away all those draft picks. Williams and Holmgren both entering restricted free agency. Certainly going to make it my number one priority to make sure both of these guys end up back here on this team. And yeah, let's just do that. Welcome back. All right, everybody else is still here, so I really don't have a reason to change anything. I know I could just for, I guess, wanting to, but what am I changing, right? We won 76 games and then just swept through the entire playoffs. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. 2 years into this rebuild, we have won 2 championships. Last season, we obviously had an insane year. We won 76 games and then went 16-0 in the playoffs. We are looking to, I guess, one-up that as we head into our final regular season. So 76 wins. I guess that's the goal right now. Shai-Gilgeous, Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Williams, Julius Randle, Chet Holmgren, bench units, Stephon Castle, Casey Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, and then Mo Wagner. I think the craziest part of this rebuild so far is certainly we've made, a couple trades. The blockbuster with Cleveland, Atlantis, Donovan Mitchell, the deal with New York that kind of kicked off this rebuild. But I think the craziest part, just to me anyways, is certainly we've moved some of the young pieces we had, but we haven't cleared out the treasure trove of assets we have here regarding the draft pick. So this Thunder team is just, oh my God. I cannot imagine them. And like they have the assets to trade for almost like anybody. Not anybody, but like anybody who requests a trade realistically. The Thunder are going to come calling, and they certainly can pay whatever the cost is going to be. So I'm scared for the future of the Thunder. I have a very, very strong feeling there's going to be a lot of battles in the future between them and the San Antonio Spurs in the playoffs, and very much looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm getting way off track right now. I will see you guys at the end of the final regular season. I challenged this team to be better here in our final regular season, and they did just that. 78-4, and Shai-Gilgeous Alexander takes home the MVP award. I mean, I don't even know at this point. Harrington, Rookie of the Year. Walker, 6-man. Wemby, Depoy. Harper, Most Improved. Morant, Clutch Player of the Year. Daigneault, obviously, going to win Coach of the Year. I mean, I genuinely am kind of at a loss for words at this point. I don't want to sit here and tell you, because that would be kind of just hurting myself, that this video might be getting a little boring, but honestly, I wouldn't blame you at this point if you consider turning it off, because I don't really know what else there is to do. I'm not even, interested, what? I'm not even interested in looking at these teams because I know we're just going to beat them, right? I mean, it's absolutely insane. Trailblazers are here. Certainly got a nice core there, but again, it's just thanks for coming. Now, we talked about it. You got the Spurs here. I mean, it is Wemby, and he certainly has some talent around him. Mitchell Robinson, an old friend here. But, it's not enough. They did win a game. I should have made it a challenge. If we lose a game, we technically did not succeed. Oh, man. All right, Pacers here in the finals. Yeah, I don't know. We go 16-1 here in the playoffs, so a little different, I guess. It's all about timing when it comes to these things. We had 4 guys who are 93 plus overalls, which is absolutely insane. It truly, genuinely is about timing when you make the blockbuster trades, both here in 2K and both in real life. I'm not even trying to compare the two, but I'll say this on this Thunder team. I know this video has probably been long enough. This Thunder team has an insane opportunity ahead of them, an opportunity that is almost like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. And I understand that they had 3 MVPs on their team at one point. This Thunder team has so many draft picks, so many assets, and so many young players that they truly can almost trade for whoever they want, right? If somebody requests a trade, some big name, franchise kind of guy requests a trade, they have the assets to get him, and I'm not sure that anybody can outbid them. So if Sam Presti certainly does not need my advice, but he is very good at his job, and I am assuming he will strike right at the correct time, and this team's going to be scary for many, many years. So Thunder fans, I hope it made you proud. This one was fun. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.